My dad's revenge on a trucking company. My dad just told me a story from when he was in his 20s. This was around the time that switchboard operators were recently phased out and automated systems were taking over to allow for direct dialing. This happened when he was back in his home country, but I will put it in the context of North American phone numbers and cities. My dad's pharmacy and a truck business in a different city had the same last 7 digits of the phone number. Area codes weren't a thing when the switchboard system was in place. You would just call the switchboard office, talk to an operator, and give them the 7-digit phone number and the city, and they would connect you. When they started phasing it out, they started adding area codes to the beginning of the numbers so that the call could automatically be directed to the appropriate phone in the appropriate city. So, for example, Dad's Pharmacy in Toronto, 416-555-5555, trucking business in Ottawa, 613-555-5555. Now, when they started automating the system, something weird happened. If someone dialed both 555 and 416-555-5555, they would both go to the pharmacy in Toronto. And so my dad started getting around 20 calls a day at his pharmacy from people who just dialed the 7 digits without the area code and were hoping to connect to the trucking business. My dad would tell them the correct number to call and did this for a week, hoping the calls would slow down. When they didn't slow, he called the Ottawa number and told the owner what was happening. Trucking business owner, well, this isn't my fault. There is something messed up in the telephone system. My dad, yes, I understand, but you should still let your people know the right number to call. It's become an annoyance for me, and none of this is my fault either. I have been directing the calls to you, but they don't seem to slow down at all. Owner, I don't care. I'm not going to tell my workers anything. My dad, in that case, you'll be losing some business. Owner, psht, you can't do anything, tokens. Hangs up, tokens. Hangs up, tokens. After that, anytime a call for the trucking business came to the pharmacy, my dad would tell them to do the opposite of what they'd been told. A trucker calls to ask about directions for his pickup. Dad would tell him that the order got canceled and come back with an empty truck. A trucker calls to tell that his truck got a flat tire and to let the place he was supposed to drop off merchandise know that he was going to be late. Dad tells him to come back without dropping it off. This also continued for about a week before he got a call from someone higher up in the city's political network. Something like the mayor's office. Mayor's office. Hey, how's that shipment coming along and what is the estimated delivery date? Dad, tokens, swears a bunch. Tokens tells the man calling to F off. Who do you think you are talking to me like this? I don't want to hear from you again. Mayor's office, you'll be losing a lot of business from us. Why are you talking to me like this? Dad, I don't care about you or your business. I don't want it, and don't ever call me again. Tokens, swears again. Tokens. Mayor's office, fine. We will find someone else and lose our number. We will never work with you again.